Hey y'all. Hey everybody that's tuning in. Hi. Hi, welcome in. Hey y'all. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to the live. Now go ahead and tap the screen for me and share. Tap the screen for me and share the live. If you've never seen me before, hi. Pink Princess, of course. Thank you, honey. I am Pretty Powerhouse. I am a pretty girl coach, a spiritual advisor, and I'm also a glamour expert. And I help women gain their confidence. I help them stand in their truth and their power, and also help them to use their magnetism in order to manifest the life that they truly want. And I didn't really intend on going live today, but I had a download after I saw what I just saw on my YouTube, right? So if you guys don't know, I do have a YouTube page. It's called the Pretty Powerhouse Podcast. And I only have like 60 subscribers on there, right? So I don't get very many views. I get maybe 12 views on a video, 13 views, maybe even 20 views, right? And just this morning, I posted the video where a young lady that came up on the panel yesterday and gave a review of my ebook, You Are Pretty Powerhouse. And so I posted that video, that clip, this morning, right? And I only have 5 views on that video. And then someone commented that they got the ebook. Sorry about that, guys. Every time I go live, I get a phone call. It never fails. But what I was trying to say is, thank you for that heart me, Rich in Spirit. I just posted that video this morning. It only has 5 views on my page, and it's the review of one of my followers here on TikTok talking about the book and her experience with it. And someone got in the comments and said that they got the book, and I looked, and sure enough, I had a sale, you guys. I don't get sales every single day on my ebooks, and I'm just being 100% honest, but I do get sales quite often. And I wanted to say that one view can equal a sale. That's why I called this video Have Faith in Your Vision. So I know you ladies usually, hey Tamara, you ladies usually watch me because I'm talking in reference to being an attractive woman, or being pretty and having that confidence about yourself, and having being more authentic, standing in your truth, and living the life that you so choose. All makes sense to me, right? So when you have a vision with all of those different things, you have your beauty, you have your gifts, you have your talents, you have your confidence. When you have a vision, you have to have faith in your vision. You have to trust the process. It's not going to look pretty all the time, and people are not going to always be in your corner clapping for you. But don't be discouraged. It's only 8 people in this room right now, 9 people now. I talk to y'all like it's 100 people in the room because I understand my vision. I understand what God is doing in me. And you have to have that tenacity about yourself and about what it is that you're working on, so that you can see results. Even if it's just one sale. Even if you gained only a couple of followers on your platform. Even if you only make 12 cents going live on TikTok. It's something. It's something. I don't really concern myself with how many ebooks I sell or how many followers I have. Although I keep track of it, I don't obsess over it because I understand the vision, and I'm in it for the long run, and I have faith that God is going to work it all out for me, right? And you have to have that same faith. You have to know that whatever vision God gave you is going to come to pass. But you can't be concerned about what everybody else is doing, and you can't be you have to be patient, right? You can't be impatient trying to do something that's God ordained, or something that is instilled by God in you are God-given, right? Yes, we have to find enjoyment in the journey. Exactly, rich in spirit, because that's really what it's about, the journey. It really is about the journey. Thank you, Brittany, for that heart me. Make sure y'all get y'all heart me's and make sure y'all tap the screen for me and share the live. But you have to trust the process, and not just trust the process. You have to enjoy the process. I enjoy the chaos behind building my following. I enjoy the chaos behind, when I was writing my ebooks and putting all the different graphics and visuals together so that the ebook could look really nice. I enjoyed it. It was very tiring, but I enjoyed it because it's the journey, right? You can't be so consumed with what you want the results to be that you miss out on all the blessings in between. You have to know that your vision will come to pass, and you can't try to force it. I can always tell when somebody is in survival mode by the way they speak in regards to their vision. If you're trying to just hustle up and you're only doing a thing because you want to make some money and you're trying to pay bills, you're never really going to see your vision come to pass because you're in survival mode. When you know that God has you and you know that this is something that God put in you, yeah, things may start off slow in the beginning, but you're in it for the right reason. You're in it for the long haul, so you will slowly start to see progress. I've been on this app for 81 days and I'm almost at I just made 4,400 followers. Now that may not be a lot to people because there are people who have been on the app and have done, they have been on the app for a shorter period of time and done more, but I can't focus on what that person is doing. Thank you, Rich in Spirit. I can't focus on what that person is doing because I don't know what God has for them, and I don't know what God is doing in them for them to reach that. I can only concern myself with what God is doing in me and my own progress. I'm happy to say, yes, in 81 days, I was able to amass 4,400 beautiful supporters, right? I don't even like calling y'all followers. Y'all are my supporters. And I don't want to have a huge following of people that don't support my vision and what I'm doing and things that can develop and uplift them. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to just have a bunch of people on this page like, oh, well, I got 20,000 followers in 30 days, but nobody is engaging. Nobody is involved in the community. There is no community. Nobody's supporting buying ebooks. None of that. I don't want that, right? So I'm happy to say my success, and I'll tell y'all this, just with the ebooks, I've already made well over $700 in 30 days. I'm sorry, 60 days. Now that may not be a lot to people, right? I didn't have to punch a clock to do that though. I didn't have to drive in traffic and go to somebody's job that I don't like and make that money. That money came from a vision. That money came from, my supporters that actually believe in my message, that believe in what I have to say, and that want to be a part of this community. That's where the money came from, and I'm very, 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 whatever your vision is, whatever your passions are, whatever it is that you want to do, you have to be consistent and you have to trust the process, right? You have to have faith in your vision, right? If you're really in it for the right reason and you're in it for the long haul, you're gonna see results. I want to have staying power in my business and on my platforms. So by me knowing that is my intention, I know for a fact that it's gonna be the process is gonna be a little slower. I know this. A lot of times you see people that amass a lot of success really quickly, but they're going nowhere fast, and then you look up 6 months later and they're not even doing that thing anymore, right? And if you have a real vision, you don't want that for yourself. You want to be in it for the long haul. So you are going to put in the work that needs to be done and be consistent in order to see that come to pass. So you can't be discouraged when things don't happen exactly how you want it to happen. You can't be upset when You know, you don't get the results you want right then and there. You have to see it. You have to see these things out. You have to see these things through. And that was an issue I had for a very long time when it comes to business and when it comes to like social media and stuff. I've had the experience before. I would be super excited about starting a new project. I would get started, I would get the momentum, but then when things didn't happen the way I wanted it to, then I would get upset. Okay, Tennessee, I see you. When things wouldn't happen the way I wanted it to, then I would get upset. But that's not how it is. That's not how it's supposed to be when you have a vision, right? We got goals, but do you have a vision? See, that's different. Vision is long haul. That is something that is going to sustain you. What is your vision? I know what my vision is. As a matter of fact, I got the vision when I was 21 years old, years ago. And I still, till this day, see that vision in my mind. And I'm getting closer and closer and closer to it every single day. Every time I get on my platforms, right? Every time I do coaching calls with young ladies, every time that I talk about my ebooks, every time that I pour into somebody, I'm getting closer and closer to my vision that I had in my head years ago, right? And just because you have a vision doesn't mean it's going to come to pass right then and there either. In the scriptures, hey, Tiaja, it took the Hebrew children 40 years. It took them 40 years to get out the wilderness. 40 years. And I'm not here to say that it's going to take you 40 years to get to your promised land. But if it's something real, and if you have work to do inwardly, if you have things to heal from, because having a business or building something, it's a spiritual process, because you're going to learn things about yourself. So when you have those things going on, it will take time. And then in some cases, God will elevate you and push you further a little quickly, depending on where you are in your path. But you have to trust the process and have faith in the vision. The vision is going to come to pass. The vision, as a matter of fact, if you want to speak it this way, it's already here. You just have to meet up with the vision. The vision it's already here. What you want is already here. What you desire is already yours. You just have to match the frequency of what you want or what you desire, right? Has anyone ever heard it that way, right? Yes, I had my first customer from TikTok buy something for my business. That's absolutely amazing to you. Speaking of like TikTok shop, I have a video that's doing a lot better than I thought it would do. I just posted it, whatever, and I need to post more videos like that. But I'm talking about the microphone that I was. No. This video was the light, the little selfie light, and the lamp. I like the little lamp. I have another tripod that I'm using right now, but my main tripod lamp is in my bedroom, in my office space. So I made that video, and that video is almost at 20,000 views, and I've already had sales on it. And I didn't even realize it until I did the analytics. Thank you, Aurora. And I posted that video like a month ago. I posted that video a whole month ago, and this month, a whole month later, I'm starting to see sales, and I'm starting to see the numbers go up on the views. So sometimes it's going to take a little longer than what you think in order to see results. Like I keep saying, I've only been on this app 81 days, and I'm at 4,400 followers. Now, to some people, that may not be, that may not be a good thing. Like, oh, well, I know somebody who got 10,000 followers in 7 days. All right, but I have 4,400 followers in 81 days. You know what I mean? Thank you, Aurora. And everybody's process is different, so you can't compare what your process is according to someone else's. You have to keep your eyes on the prize and know that what God is doing in you is going to work for you, right? That's what you have to. So I really want you to really hone in and trust the process of whatever God is doing in your life, your business, or whatever. And don't pay attention to anybody that doesn't understand the vision. Let me tell you, it's your vision. It wasn't a conference call. So don't expect other people to understand your vision. Don't expect people to understand why you make certain decisions, why you move a certain way in life, why you decided to quit your job and do your business full time, why you decided to start the business in the first place, why you decided to go part time on your job so you can focus on your business more, why you decided to go to school and you are in your 40s, 50s, why you decided to move away from your home state and move to a brand new city where you don't know anybody. Don't worry about people that don't see the vision. As long as you know what the vision is, God gave you the vision is yours, and it's for you to fulfill. It's for you to go through the process, not them, okay? We can't get so caught up in who's in our corner, right? Who's in our circle. We can't get caught up in who's in our circle supporting us. Because there's always somebody in our corner, and that's God, okay? God is always in your corner. It'll be close friends, family members. It may even be your spouse or your significant other sometimes that just don't get it. They just don't understand why you're making these decisions. They don't understand. And you know deep down that you're being led by God. You know deep down you're being led by spirit. You know that this is a spiritual move for you. You know this on a spiritual level, that this is something that God has put in you to fulfill. Thank you for the shares, Aurora. I really, really appreciate the shares. Thank you so much. You know that this is a God thing. Not everybody else is going to see that. Not everybody else is going to understand that. Thank you for that, Heart Me, honey. Yes, you have the vision, but others cannot see what you see or how you see it exactly. And you have to be very mindful of that. And don't get upset if you have people, that are close to you that just they either don't know how to support or they just don't understand. It's not for them to understand. And if they really love you, they'll be there, right? They'll be around. They may not know how to engage, or maybe they share a few things online or whatever, but don't expect people to delve into the vision with you, because it's not their vision, it's yours. It's your vision, right? It's what you want out of life. It's your purpose being fulfilled, not theirs. Sometimes we get too caught up in what other people are doing, and we get too caught up in the people who are not supporting us. The people that are going to support you are usually going to be people that you've never met before, people that you've never had a conversation with. It's going to be people that come to you because y'all vibrate on the same frequency and they need what you have. Thank you for that rose, honey. Thank you for that hand heart, sweetie. There are going to be people that come in your path that are on the same frequency as you, and they have a need, and you fulfill it with your products, with your services, and with the things that you offer in your business, right? This is why we have to always make sure that we are on code, that we are being obedient to the call that God put in our life in regards to what it is that we're supposed to be doing, right? We have people that are waiting for us to serve them. We have people that are waiting for us to encourage them, waiting for us to uplift them. I believe this with all my heart. I don't care who doesn't agree with that. I know that there are people on this app and many other platforms and people in real life that are waiting for me to pour into them. They're waiting on me. I know this. I know this like I know my name. Hey, Brittany, I know this. There are people waiting on you. Thank you, Paris. There are people waiting on you to get started, right? There are people waiting on you. I have experienced this, and not every eye has vision and not every sea has pearls. Exactly. Thank you for those gifts, y'all. I love y'all so much. I appreciate it so much. Don't ever think that your gifts and your contributions to my lives are unnoticed, because I appreciate it so much. I really do. But there are people waiting on you to get up and start that business. Get up and start doing that service, right? Offer those services. There are people waiting on you. Do you not understand that? People that are going to be sent in your path to support your vision, right? That's my message is not for everybody. So now I don't expect everybody to support my message or what I have to offer. I don't expect that from people. Thank you for those popular votes. Guys, if you're going to give gifts, please send some popular votes. It's going to push the live out even more. Thank you so much for that. There are people waiting on you today to get started. Today. There are people that are going to come in your path and they're going to pour into you fiercely because you've been pouring into them, right? The work that you've been putting in, I don't know who this is for. The work that you've been putting in recently. Okay, now I'm tapping into something. I don't know who this is for, but I'm tapping into this. Okay. It's somebody that's been, I hear 30 days. It's somebody that's been doing something for the past 30 days consistently. You've been working on your project for the past 30 days consistently, and you keep praying about it, wondering why you're not seeing a certain result. And God is telling you to be patient. I don't know who that was for. I just heard it. I don't know who that was for. Hair? I don't know if you do hair content or it's something with hair. You've been doing it for the past 30 days, posting and getting yourself out there for 30 days. And you've been praying, asking God, why isn't it moving like you want it to move? I don't know if it's somebody in the live or somebody on the outside of the live looking in, but whoever that's for, God is telling you to be patient. You will see your results. Just keep going. Sometimes all it is, y'all, is that you have to be consistent. You have to show up every day. Even when there are no sales, even when there's no support, even when there's no one in the live, even when there's no one, let's say you have an event, you're a vendor somewhere, even when you didn't make any sales at the vending event, you still gotta show up. You gotta show up ready to serve. You gotta show up ready to pour into people, right? I think it's for me because I've been posting my hair content. Wow, Tiaja, that's insane. God is telling you to be patient, Tiaja. I hear day 45. I don't know if you've been doing it for 30 days exactly, but day 45, you're gonna see tremendous growth at day 45. Day 45 you're gonna see a huge change, like a influx of people are going to be attracted to your content and they're going to start booking. All right, that's for you, Miss Tia. I need y'all to trust your vision. I really do. I always talk about how beautiful women need to step into their power and manifest the life they desire, right? And it's because you have a special gift inside of you. You have a power inside of you, and people are waiting to be blessed with those gifts, talents, and skills that you have. You need the confidence in order to step out on faith and stand in your power, walk in your truth, use your magnetism to attract these people so that you can pour into them, right? This all goes together. All of this goes together, y'all. All of it goes together. I was consistent, but I had to step away from it because I was tired of not seeing results. Well, you're gonna see results. Keep going, Miss Tiaja. I'm telling you, that just dropped in my spirit. You will, at day 45, see results. Tremendous results. Hey, Brax. You will see tremendous results. You will see tremendous results, Miss Tiaja. Just keep posting the content. Keep doing what you're doing. You gotta keep showing up. No matter what. I don't make sales on my ebooks every single day. I don't. But guess what? I don't stop getting on live talking about it. I don't stop posting my content. I don't stop. I don't stop. Whether I'm posting content here on TikTok or I'm posting it on my YouTube, I'm not gonna stop. You have to be a beast about your vision. Thank you. I'm grateful for this message and many more of your messages. Thank you so much. have to be relentless when it comes to something that God put in you, right? Think about it. Whenever you're in whenever you have a gift of service or you're serving other people, you have a certain responsibility on you, right? You have a responsibility to show up for people. Not in a way that's self-sacrificing. I'm not saying that. But I'm saying that when it comes to your vision, your projects, or whatever God has put in you, you have a responsibility to show up consistently. It's sometimes I don't feel like going live, but I do it because I have a responsibility to the people that I serve. So if I don't feel like going live with my face showing, I just do a faceless live and I still pour in, because it's first of all, it's just in me, and second of all, I have a responsibility to do this because I've started. Once you start, there is no stopping. That is another thing that I struggle with. I would be so inconsistent with stuff that I would just completely stop. But God has put me in a position now to where I'm restarting old platforms that's just been sitting dormant. God is like, you need to rebuild that platform. You need to finish this. What you started, I'm getting back into finishing things that I've started years ago. I'm talking about 10 years ago, 5 years ago. There are things that you've left behind in your life thinking that it's over, and it's not. You just stopped because you got frustrated, or life happened, or something happened, right? The vision is still the vision. The vision is still the vision. Just because life circumstances have shifted your life in certain ways doesn't mean the vision has changed. I don't know who that's for, but the vision is still gonna come to pass no matter what happens in your life. No matter if you went through a divorce, had a couple of kids, you had to quit school for something, or maybe you lost your job. The vision is still the vision, y'all, and you have to see the vision come to pass, and you can't allow anything to get in the way of that, right? You can't let it happen. You can't do it. So I've restarted thank you, Z Gang. I've restarted my beauty page on my YouTube, right? I had a makeup and beauty channel. I've gotten back on there and started posting. I've been having that page since 2013. I started that back in 2013. Hey, Gabby. And I'm back posting on it. The last time I posted for real on that page was like 4 or 5 years ago. It's in my bio. I think it's in my bio. But it's called Pretty B Makeup. That's the name of the page. I'm like 14 subscribers away from 1,000. That's crazy. I could have been monetized years ago. But guess what I did? I stopped. I let life and life circumstances get all in the way. I could have been monetized. I would have thousands of followers by now if I would have kept going, but I stopped. And y'all, I was in it. I was posting. I was so consistent, and I stopped. You can't stop. Thank you, honey. Hey, Pretty, how did you find the motivation to start your ebook inspiration? When I realized that I had something to offer people. When I realized that I spent too much time being reclused and closed off, and it was time for me to branch out and come out with my message again. 2 of my books that I have that are up right now, I wrote those books years ago. They just been sitting there. 2 of my books I wrote back in like 2022. And that's the Unleash the Goddess in You book and the Glamour Galore book. I wrote those books 2 years ago. And sometimes, I'll even say this too, sometimes. And I believe that even when we make mistakes, or we stop, or we're not consistent, God will still bless you with stuff that you've created years ago, and it be something that can bless somebody now in the future. You know what I'm saying? Like on my Pretty Be Pink TikTok page, some of that content is from 2 years ago, and I never posted it. And now I can post it because I have this platform, and people are enjoying it. You know what I'm saying? So even when you stop, or you pause for a second, God can still use that as an opportunity to get the glory, right? But the vision is still going to come to pass. I don't care how far you've fallen from reaching your goals. I don't care how far you've fallen in life. You subscribe to both? All right, that's awesome. Subscribe to my channels, okay? I have it linked, I think, in my bio. But it doesn't matter how far you've come. Thank you, user. I'll just put user with all the numbers. Thank you. You can still go after your vision. You can still go on the path. And when you really think about it, you haven't really fallen off the path. When you really, really think about it, you haven't really fallen off the path. You know what I'm saying? You're still on your path. Your path just looks different from everybody else's path. No matter what I do, y'all, no matter what I try to do in my life, I can't run from what I'm doing now. And I've tried encouraging women, doing beauty, dealing with anything having to do with beauty, aesthetics, and uplifting women. I can't escape from it because that's what I'm supposed to be doing. And your calling is always going to chase you. The things that you're supposed to be doing in life, it's always going to find you. Because this is something that was given to you from the divine, and you have to finish it. It's kind of like what happens is you're going to go through certain cycles in life until you understand the lesson. But until you understand the lesson, that cycle is just going to keep repeating itself because you're just not getting it. And for me, that's what I had to realize. I had to stop trying to run from certain things in my life or allowing things to stop me from fulfilling my purpose and going after my vision. So this is what I'm doing now. This is the result of I'm choosing to no longer run from the things that God wants me to do. I'm choosing to no longer run from the hard task of working with women. It's not easy all the time because there are some women out there who just don't want to understand, or they don't want the help, or they don't want to recognize their power. They would rather complain, or they would rather... Thank you, Miss Janice, such a great message. Thank you for that. There are women that just don't want to get to that level of understanding. And it's not my job to try to fix them or to try to make them see my point of view, because everybody has their, they have their time when they're going to come to awareness about certain things, but that isn't going to stop me from speaking the message. I can't stop doing that. I've already started. I would disappoint so many people if I just up and stop recording, stop making content, and just flew off the face of the earth. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because I got my momentum going, and I'm already seeing the results of what it is to pour into people, right? I'm already seeing it. And I appreciate it so much. So I'm going to keep going. And I want to encourage you ladies to keep going. Whatever your vision is, I need you to trust that God is going to see it through. I need you to trust that God is going to see that thing through. Period. Here's my thing. Here's what helps me in life and when I am in this mode, right? Because when it comes to like finances and you're starting a business or you're doing something that you know is purpose-filled, sometimes we run into situations that make us question why we started something when it comes to our finances, right? You notice how sometimes you start a business and you put your time, effort, and money into that thing, and things don't happen the way you want them to, and you find yourself behind on certain things, or you may find yourself behind on certain things, and you start questioning, why am I even doing this? Why am I even doing this? I'm not making as much money as I thought I would make. My thing is this: it has to work. There is no other choice. And sometimes I'd be like, I'd be damned if this don't work. Because I know that it's a God thing. I know that God put it in me to do this. And I know my intentions are pure behind it. Why wouldn't it work? Start thinking of things that way. Why wouldn't it work? Right? Instead of asking yourself, why should I start this business? Or how is this going to work? Ask yourself, why wouldn't it work? Why shouldn't you start the business? Why shouldn't you do it? And I'm pretty sure you're not going to be able to come up with an answer, especially if it's a God thing. Let us not get so caught up in money and livelihood. This is where healing comes from, and understanding certain principles when it comes to God, right? You have to know that things are going to work out for you. And to most people, that's delusional. I'm not saying to be totally impractical about things. I'm not saying to totally dismiss your responsibilities or not handle. Right, why not me? Exactly. But what I'm saying is you need to lean more into your faith. You need to lean more into looking at things in a different perspective. Why won't this work for me? Why can't I have that? Why can't I see this vision come to pass? Why? You know what I'm saying? Whatever your vision is, I need you to have faith in it. And it's not going to be easy. It's going to be very difficult. And it's going to be even more difficult trying to explain to people what your vision is. Whoever needs to hear this, I'm going to say this. I need you to stop trying to explain to people why you're doing what you're doing when it comes to your vision, when it comes to your goals, or anything that you're working toward. You don't owe anybody an explanation. You don't know anybody an explanation. This is your vision. This is something that God put in you. You don't need to explain that to anybody. Well, I'm doing this because they're not going to get it anyway. They're not going to understand. So why are you wasting your time trying to explain stuff to people that's just, their hearts are hardened by the whole situation? You're talking to a brick wall, baby. They're not going to get it. That's why I prefer to work in silence and let the results speak. Exactly. That's exactly. This is why it's so important to always, even in your season of coming out and being seen, you have to take moments of separation to isolate and consecrate. And this is what Jesus did in the scriptures. Whenever he would do his miracles out in the, hey Ray, whenever he would do his miracles, whenever he was gathering up with people to preach and stuff like that, guess what Jesus did? After all that was done, he was in the mountains or the woods somewhere praying. He went off somewhere to consecrate himself and to have that connection with God and to center himself and ground himself again. You have to be willing to do that in your process of seeing your vision come to pass. So, y'all, just last night, I was up at 5 a.m. praying, right? It's like that. God, fix the broken places in me. God, help me in this situation. Help me with this. Help me to, uplift women and encourage them more. Give me the words to speak, God. Make sure that I am always, genuine and pure in my intentions, stuff like that. Now, this is that's when you know it's a God thing. And, I don't want to push God on people or make them like, they have to, believe a certain way or whatever. I respect everybody's views. I don't consider myself a Christian. I did the church thing. I have a relationship with God that's totally different than being a Christian to me. I don't worry about all the logistics of things. I'm more focused on relationship with the divine, relationship with God, and what I know God to be for myself in my life. And I know sometimes I have to get quiet and go isolate somewhere, whether it be my closet or something at the park, sitting on the porch, the balcony, something, and just having that connection with God. Even if it's just walking down the street in the nature. I am one with the divine right now, trying to connect to God and center myself again. That's very, 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 very important. When you have a big vision, you can't be distracted by what other people are doing. You can't be concerned about people's opinions. You can't be concerned about if people support you. And you can't allow life circumstances to stop you, right? And you got to make sure you got that connection with God, like close. So I really want to encourage you, ladies, to go after what it is that God has for you. The thing that will not leave you alone. You know it's something that you're supposed to be doing. With no matter what you do, it will follow you everywhere you go. Everywhere you go, that thing keeps on following you, right? That you see it everywhere. You know, people see it on you. They see it on you. Everywhere I go, I get compliments about my makeup. Everywhere I go. You want to know why, y'all? Because that's one of my gifts. That's why. It's just one of my gifts. I know what I'm doing. I've been doing it super long. And not only am I good at makeup, I'm good at teaching. I'm good at teaching how to do it. I used to do classes. I would have a group of ladies come. I would have food. I'd have beverages, door prizes. We would play games, and they would leave with a bag of makeup and brushes and everything to do their own makeup. And I would teach them different techniques. I did that all the time. That's a gift. Being able to teach people, that's a gift. Not everybody knows how to teach. You know what I'm saying? But that's a gift. And so you have to know what your gifts are and know what God has put in you so that you can see that thing come to pass. Stay the course. Have faith. Trust the process. Trust the vision. It will come to pass. You cannot let anything stop you. Thank you, Cinnamon. Thank you, honey. You can't let nothing stop you, y'all. You can't. And personally, I'm sick of and tired of letting life stop me from what God has for me. Because all I'm doing is prolonging it. That's it. All you do when you allow life circumstances to stop you over and over again, you're just prolonging the process. That's all you're doing. Like I said earlier about my YouTube, I could have been monetized and had thousands of followers 10 years ago. 10 years ago, y'all. 11 years ago. That's how long ago I did that page. And now in 2025, I'm just now really taking it seriously again. Because over the years, like I would post here and there, like one video every 2 years, 3 years. That's not consistency. That's not showing up for myself. So of course, I'm not going to see results with that because I'm not putting in the work. You can't expect results in a situation where you're not putting in the work that is required. So if you're only going to post your business 1 or 2 times a month, then there's a wonder why you're not making sales. If you're only going to show up to events twice out of the year to vend your products, then of course you're not going to make as much sales because you're not showing up for yourself. You're not. If you're not keeping up with inventory with your physical products, you're not going to see results. Hey, honey. That's what I needed after work. Yes, girl. After work, perfect. You're at home or you're on your way back home. It's the time to focus on your vision, girl. It's time to focus on that vision, honey. Because we all have one. We all have a special purpose and thing we're really, really good at that we're supposed to be offering to other people. And a lot of us use our time for money at these jobs instead of using our time for creativity so God can really enlarge your territory and bless you in a mighty way, right? That takes longer though. And I understand we need bills paid now. We need bills paid yesterday. I understand that. But what I will say is you gotta have faith. And I'm one of those people that I just have faith. I just know, I feel like I'm so special to God that any situation that I find myself in that's difficult, God is going to take me out of it, because that's the kind of God I have. That's the kind of God I know. Anybody else can agree with that? That's the kind of God I know. I know that no matter what comes in my life, God is going to work it out. God is going to work that thing out for me. I know this. Y'all, I know it. I can't explain it. I just know it because I've seen it happen way too many times in my life for it to not be true. I've seen it way too many times. I know what it's like to have $2.30-something in my account and a bill is due and I gotta get some food, and somehow, some way, and I haven't posted in a while in my business because I'm so depressed, people are buying products. Hello? That's how it works? Somehow. Y'all put in the chat somehow. Put in the chat somehow. Put in the chat somehow. That's the kind of God that I know. Somehow, God allows me to be blessed in a situation. Somehow, somebody sends me money. Somehow, I'm making sales. Somehow, right? And I'm so grateful God put this message in my heart today, because I don't know who all of this is for, but I want you to know that it's gonna work out. And you don't need to worry yourself crazy about it either. Especially when it's a God thing, you don't really have nothing to worry about. Maybe you didn't make any sales today. That's all right. But I bet you them bills gonna be paid, right? And if you got babies, I bet you them kids gonna eat tonight. And they gonna eat tomorrow and the next day after that. I bet you every need that you have is met. I bet you got enough gas in the car to get where you need to be. And I bet you that all bills are paid. Okay? Okay? And I know a lot of people talk about increase and wanting more from God, or wanting more out of your business, and like, we were meant to be billionaires, we were meant to be millionaires. But some of us need to master what we have right now. Some of us need to see the goodness in where we are right now today. If you can't see how good you have it now, how will you know how good you have it when you do become a millionaire? You'll always have a problem with scarcity mindset. You gotta fix that crap right now. You gotta fix that now. Think about it. We have the access to internet. Right now, y'all looking at me on a phone that was probably $1,000. Girl, you are blessed. You hear me? You may not have the type of clothes you wanna wear. You may not be wearing designer shoes, but you got shoes on your feet. And you got clothes on. Hello? You may not be driving that fancy car you want to drive, but girl, you riding in something. When you push that button to start the car or turn that ignition, put that key in that ignition, the car starts. And then it got the nerve to have some AC. Okay? Not only does it start, but it got some AC in it. And y'all know it's hot right now. Thank you, honey. Okay. You got food in your house. You're able to, drink clean water. Clean yourself with clean water. Okay. You live in a home, whether it's apartment, house, whatever. You have a home. You got somewhere to lay your head. Even if it's not yours, if you're living with family right now, girl, you got somewhere to stay. Hello? If you have babies, they got somewhere to be. Even if it ain't with you right now, maybe the baby's living with the dad. so you can get some stuff together. Y'all, you have to look at the positive in every little situation. Yes, gotta think of the little things we have and be grateful. Exactly, Brags. Once you learn what gratefulness is and really practice gratefulness, you're not gonna worry too much about shit that you can't control. You're not gonna be up at night worrying about bills, worrying about how things are gonna get paid. When I realized that I'm losing time out of my life worrying about stuff I can't control, that really put things into perspective for me. You lose hours of your life worrying about things that you can't control, or trying to fix things that's just impossible for you to fix. Sometimes we try to fix stuff that only God can fix, right? We have a lot of power, right? But there are certain places that we are not allowed to go with the power that we have, right? It's some things that only God can fix. Only God can fix that. Only divine intervention can take control of that whole situation. So it's okay to take a step back and allow God to move how God gonna move, right? Thank you, Empress. Y'all don't forget to get your heart me's, okay? We have to know that though, right? We gotta practice that. There are certain things that only God can fix. When we've done all the work that we can possibly do, we just gotta really stand there and just know God gonna fix it. Stand, how does it say? Be still and know that I am God, right? Be still and know that I am God, right? Be still and know that God is gonna work your situation out. Be still and know that you are powerful, and the God that you are in connection with is powerful too. So that situation is gonna work. It's gonna work out. It may not work out how you want it to work out. That's the thing that will trip you up real quick. You have this plan for these things to take place like this, and God is on a whole nother level of like what you got right now is like this right here ain't got nothing on what I have for you. And that's the type of God we know, right? That's the type of the things that we have for ourselves, the plan that we have for ourselves. God has a way better plan. You know, the divine has a way better plan, right? That vision that you want, the vision that you want to see come to pass is happening right now today. Whether you feel it or not, it's coming to pass. You just have to match up to the frequency of where it is, right? You have work to do. You have energy to exert and put out in order to see that thing come to pass. The vision never stops, y'all. It never stops. It doesn't die. The vision will not die unless you do. You cannot allow yourself to perish because you refuse to be obedient. You refuse to do the work required. You refuse to put your trust in God. You refuse to trust the process. You refuse to be grateful. You refuse to do these things that are gonna help you. Right? Thank you for that heart hand, honey. Hand heart. You refuse to do all these things that's absolutely necessary. It's absolutely necessary. Because really for me, and I just received this in my spirit, it's not about money. It's about peace of mind. Think about how much peace you're going to experience once you learn peace now. When you learn peace right now, with the little that you may have, whenever God brings into your reality the abundance that is yours, you will still be at peace. Why? Because you've mastered it already. Think of all the people that have amassed a lot of success and money, and there's no peace in their lives. Right? If you really want real peace and you want to see that God-given vision come to pass, it's some things you got to do right now in order to see that thing come to pass. This is why you can't worry and stress about stuff. Thank you, Lex B. You can't worry and stress about stuff. You just can't. That worry, it just really slows the process down. Honestly, that it just slows everything down. As soon as you get anxiety about a situation, whether it be in your business or at the job, thank you for the follows, honeys. You are slowing down God's process. You are slowing down your process. You are just slowing it down. You want to get some momentum? Keep being grateful. You want to get some momentum? Pray more. You want to get some momentum? Trust God. Trust the process. You want to get some momentum? Put that effort in. Thank you. Is it Odell? Thank you, honey. You want to see some momentum? Be consistent. Stay consistent. Show up every single day. That's how you're going to see your promised land. Okay. That's how you're going to see your promised land. Thank you so much, Erica Neal. Thank you, honey. You're going to see your promised land when you're consistent. That's really the name of the game. It's really that simple. We make things so complicated. And it's not complicated. It's not. It's not complicated. We make it that way. Just show up. Show up. You have a business or a project that has been placed on your heart to do. You need to get started and don't stop. Whatever it is that you are trying to work on, I need you to get started and don't stop. Once you get started, it's a wrap. You're in there, death row. You're in there, period. Now you can pivot and shift as much as you need to because, life circumstances are things that God is doing in your life to shift you and propel you to the next level. But you don't stop. You don't stop. You may even need to do a rebrand. I'm the queen of a rebrand. I love a good rebrand. But don't stop. You gotta keep moving forward, y'all. That's the only way you're gonna rise. That is the only way you're gonna ascend, is if you move forward. Do whatever is necessary. But you gotta have faith in the vision. You have to have faith in the vision. Okay, we're at 12.7K likes. I'm a Pisces. I'm gonna call you Bubbles because you got Bubbles as your username. I am a Pisces. So with me being a Pisces, I tend to always see the good in a situation, and I'm very optimistic about stuff, just naturally. Very optimistic, and sometimes it can be annoying to people who are more of a quote-unquote realist. They're like, oh, I'm a realist. And it's like, I have a good balance of ways I see things. I know faith without works is dead. So I know that there is work involved in putting into the things that I have faith in. You can't do one without the other. But people think because you're a water sign that you're just totally delusional, especially when you say you're a Pisces. Like, girl, no, I'm not delusional. I have faith. I trust. You gotta trust. And all faith is you see something that isn't there yet. Hey, Pretty and Thriving. So it's almost like you have a vision. You see something and it's not there. In the physical eye, you can't see it, but you know it's there. That's faith. I see the thing in my mind. It may not be there in my physical existence, but it's there in the spirit. And that's where everything starts. Everything starts in the mind. All is mind, all is mental. That's the first Hermetic law. The first Hermetic universal law is all is mind. It all starts in the mind. Thank you for the follow, honey. It all starts in the mind. So whatever your vision is that was placed in your mind by God, the divine, the universe, it started there. You have to see it come to pass in the physical reality by doing the work required. Yes, you can't see electricity, but when you turn on the light, it's there. Exactly. You can't see air, but you breathing it in and you exhaling it every day. Can't see it, but it is there. It is very much present. And that's just your vision right now. No one can see it with their physical eye. Doesn't mean that your vision went anywhere. It didn't. It's still in you. Your vision is still in you, and you have to move forward with it. You have to. Give yourself absolutely no choice but to see that thing come to pass. Like, you have no choice. This is your only option. Sometimes we have to put that kind of pressure on ourselves to actually see that dream realized. Period. I can't stop this. I have no choice. I started it. So I have to finish what I start. Develop a mindset like that. That's something I'm learning in my life right now. Because, like I said earlier, there are things that I started 10, 11 years ago that I didn't finish. And God is like, hey, what's up? This work right here you started ain't done. I'm going to need you to finish that. And I'm like, okay, God, I'm going to go ahead and finish it. So that's why I'm back on my YouTube channel, my beauty channel, doing my makeup tutorials. Y'all can follow me doing that. You know, I'm back on social media anyway, because I was off social media for damn near a year. You know what I'm saying? A year I was off social media. I shut my business down. I stopped talking to people. And I needed that time to be alone and to myself. But it was time for me to come out. And not only am I out now, but I'm working on projects that I stopped years ago. But God has something for me to do, and I got to do it. What I'm working on right now currently, along with all the other things I'm working on, is I'm revising my beauty book that I created. My beauty ebook talking about how to take care of your skin, how to do your makeup, color matching. I'm redoing that book. I'm totally revamping it. And I'm going to put it on my beauty channel whenever for my YouTube. Can you repeat that? Can you repeat what we should do, what we should tell ourselves? My TT stop. Can you repeat what we should tell ourselves? I don't know at which part you stopped at. Not sure at which part you stopped at, honey. Not sure which part you talking about. Because sometimes, y'all, I'm not going to hold you. God just to get to the end of our vision. Are you talking about the part where I was talking about being consistent? Being consistent. Being consistent and trusting the process and knowing that God is going to work it out for you because you have no choice. That's really what I was talking about. I was talking about you don't really have a choice but to make this vision come to pass. Make it to where you're telling yourself that you have no choice but to make this vision come to pass. Put that pressure on yourself. Like, this is your destiny. Let's take it there. Yes, tell yourself this is it. There is no plan B. This right here is it. This is it. There is no plan B. What's a plan B? It's only plan A. And then it's plan A again. Now you may have to shift and pivot here and there, But the plan is the plan, because you know that you put the plan before God, and you know that the plan comes from God because it's a God thing, right? You know this vision came from God. You know it's from God when you don't want to do it. Let's take it there. When you really don't want to do something, it's from God. Because we're naturally disobedient. We naturally want to rebel and go a totally opposite way. We want to do what we want to do. You know what I'm saying? So when it's something that you really do not want to do, it's because God told you to do it, or a spirit put it in you and inspired you to do that thing. The universe is constantly bringing you references for you to be reminded of to get that thing done. Hey, you got to do this. Hey, it's like a cycle. You're going to keep seeing this thing until you get your ass up and do it. So there is no choice. This is it. Do it. So there is no choice. This is it. And I mean, in my personal life, I've tried so many different things. I cannot run from what God wants me to do. I just can't do it. No matter how hard I try, no matter how many 9-to-5 jobs I try to work. No problem, Miss Brax. Hopefully y'all can hear me because my alarms be going off. I have all kind of alarms for stuff. Phone, text messages, every time I go live, it never fails. Goodness. But this is your only option. Your only option is to trust the vision. You stay right there. Stay right there. This is your thing. This is what God wants you to do. This is what you want to do. You want to see this vision come to pass. It's time to get to work. If you are a content creator, or you're trying to be an influencer, or you have an online business where you show up on social media, let me tell you, one view can equal one customer. So don't concern yourself with the vanity matrix stuff, the stuff inside of this matrix that we call social media, the metaverse. Don't allow yourself to get caught up in the numbers and how things look aesthetically when it comes to followers, when it comes to comments, likes, shares, and all that shit. Whose life did you impact today? Who did you pour into today? What products and services did you have to serve someone today? That's what it's about. That's it. That's it. That's why I don't really like going live and I don't have anything to say. Thank you, God's child. If I'm not on here uplifting, encouraging, or teaching, what am I here for? That's just how I see it. But that's because that's the way I'm set up. Like, there's people on here who go live and they're like, oh, we're just vibing. I can't do that. Every time I get in front of the camera, it's time for me to encourage somebody. It's how I'm set up. I just can't. Well, especially if I'm by myself. Now, if my wife is with me, or if I'm with other people going live, okay, we can have a kiki, we can laugh. But if I am by myself, I'm in teach mode. I'm encouraging, I'm uplifting, I'm doing what I got to do because that's my gift. That's just what it is. And no matter what, even when I am, even when I am, trying to vibe or something, I end up teaching anyway. Because that's just in me. Who you are is what's in you, and you can't escape it. You can't try to be another person. You can't try to do another thing, because that thing gonna follow you everywhere you go. If you have the gift of teaching, you gonna teach wherever you go. If you have the gift of encouraging people, you're gonna encourage people wherever you go. You will be in the club encouraging the girl in the bathroom. That's what I'm talking about. All right? You at the grocery store, in the aisle, encouraging people, because that is who you are. That is your essence. That's what I'm talking about. Right? You're trying to have a vibe on your TikTok or your YouTube live, whatever. You're trying to do the little chill, cool thing. Y'all know y'all come on here and vibe, and you in front of the camera teaching now. Because that's who you are. Right? There's so many different gifts. There's gift of administration, being very organized. That's a spiritual gift. Being organized is a spiritual gift because there's power in decency and in order. So even when you try to let stuff kind of get a little whatever, you gonna always go back and organize it. Or maybe you're really good at what else could you be good at? Maybe you're really good at learning a lot of different information and holding that information in your mind, and you just know stuff. Like you just know a lot of things because your mind has the capacity to hold information. Like you can absorb a lot of information and have information about things that people don't think about, but you just know stuff. That's a gift, y'all. So true, and I used to hate that, but finally embraced that I'm called to encourage. Right, that's who you are. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Excuse me. When I first started, this is me being completely and 100% vulnerable right now with y'all. When I started my content here on my TikTok, I tried to position myself a certain way so that I wouldn't, because I know I have really playful energy sometimes, and I know my message can be kind of heavy. So I tried to position myself as a more serious person so that people can understand what I'm saying, right? Because you know how it is when you're attractive, people just don't take what you're talking about seriously. I understand that. However, you can't operate in an energy that's not yours. I'm not always serious. Even when I'm teaching, I'm laughing, I'm smiling, you know. Even when I'm in these lives teaching, even when I'm doing my master classes, I'm still laughing, joking, because that's who I am. I'm hey sis. I'm girl. That's me. That's just my energy. I can't try to be so mechanical and robotic because that's not who I am. Even though I knew my intention behind it, I wanted people to understand what I was saying. So I try to put on a more serious, I wanted to convey myself to be a little more serious because I knew the content was serious. But that's not me all the time. It's just not. Thank you, Allison, for the follow. And that's me being 100 with y'all. Like that's just what it is. Even when we're operating in our gifts, sometimes we will try to contort ourselves to have people understand what we're talking about or understand what the vision is or understand what we're doing. But God fixed me real quick. Like, just, hey, you're doing fine. Just do it in your authentic energy. You're fine. You know? Even when we're building our platforms and stuff, we'll try different things to try to bring on the followers, bring on the following, and da-da-da-da. Some of that stuff you ain't even got to do. God is going to enlarge your territory. God is going to bring the influx of people. You know? I'm trying to stop myself. And look, this is another moment of being vulnerable right now. I'm trying to stop myself from going into all them rooms, them engagement rooms and stuff. Because that's time consuming. Them engagement rooms that you get stuck in there for a minute because you're trying to engage with people and build your following. Man, I'm at the point where I just don't feel like doing that anymore because I want to build real following organically from God, people that actually are going to be blessed by what I have to say, real intention. And it's not to say there's not real engagers in these engagement rooms, but girl, no. Yeah, right, pretty and thriving. Yeah, it's like you want it to be, that's just where I'm at right now, in this very moment right now. That's just where I'm at. I want it to be God inspired. I want it to be inspired by the divine, inspired by the universe. Like, I want the universe to bring the right people in my path. Not a bunch of people I found in these engagement rooms. Now, these live hosts are absolutely amazing at what they do. They're absolutely amazing. But I want to get it to where I start operating in my gift in a more powerful way so that people are magnetized towards what I'm saying and doing. They're attracted naturally and organically, not because I went in rooms and left with some followers. Does anybody else understand that? because that's just where I'm at right now. I want to put more trust. Hey, plants, I want to put even more trust into what God is doing in my life. I want to trust God more. I want more from God, so I'm going to have to put more trust in God. I want more out of my business, so I'm going to have to put more trust in it. So I'm willing to sacrifice being able to have easy access to a bunch of followers in an engagement room just to see that thing come to pass. I'm willing to do that. You want authenticity, and I'm in the same place, done cut people off and all. Yes, ma'am, you definitely got to do that. I'm in a space where I'm willing to sacrifice certain things in my life and how I'm handling my business to get real results. I don't want quick and easy. I don't want quick and easy. I don't. I want to put the work in. I want, and this is going to sound crazy, the frustration you feel sometimes whenever you're trying to make something happen, you're like, ugh. Those moments when you look back on them, they mean a lot, because you're like, you put all of this pure raw energy into a thing you were building, and it's reaping you so many results. I know that may sound crazy to some people, but that's just where I'm at with it, right? I want to spend hours and hours writing books, looking at visuals, because I do it all the time, writing things down, looking at visuals for my next post, right? Because I have 4 different TikTok pages, 4, and they're all different. Every last page is different. So I'm constantly working. I love it because I build it. I love it. I love what I do. I really do. You inspired me not to settle. Wow, thank you, honey. Thank you. Absolutely. Definitely don't settle. Don't settle. Don't just sit, right? But I have 4 different TikTok platforms I'm working on. And I'm to the point where I don't want to do them engagement rooms no more. I want to organically build my following by putting the work in and having the faith that God is going to increase that thing tremendously. That's why I'm so I can follow. So I have my beauty page. It's called Pretty Be Pink. That's where I do my makeup, my live makeup tutorials. I also have like outfit of the day, shop with me here, a lot of Barbie pink stuff, because y'all know I love pink and I love Barbie. So I do that page. I also have an affirmations page. It's faceless. So that's where all of my affirmations are. Hey, luxury on a budget. Hey, girl. Hey. So like that, and I also have my couples page with me and my wife. We're the Ballards. So if y'all want to follow that one, it's the Ballards 25. It's just us hanging out, having fun. We have a lot of fun together. So all of our like videos of us going places and doing stuff, that's on that page. I even have a few posts of when we got married. We got married in February, so I have a few of those videos up there too. But yeah, so I got 4 different platforms. 4 different pages on TikTok that I'm working on, along with my 3 YouTube pages. 3, y'all. Let me see. Let me see if I can write these down in the. Can I comment these? Hold on. Yes, I can comment. Okay. So I'm gonna put it in the comments, okay, y'all? I may just go ahead and pin it. Pretty Be Pink, and hold on. The Ballards 25 and Pretty Affirmations. That's the name of it. So I'm gonna put that in the chat, and I'm going to pin it in the chat. Okay, so I'm gonna do that. So I just pinned all of my other pages that I have if y'all want to support those, because I'm working on those. I go live doing my makeup in the morning. So if y'all want to catch me doing my makeup, y'all want to know what kind of lipstick I got on, girl, and all that stuff, go on Pretty Be Pink, because that's where I do my live tutorials. And I also post the live replay on my beauty channel on YouTube, okay? I have the Battles 25. That's my me and my wife. We're on there doing our thing. And then Pretty Affirmations. That's my my affirmations page. It's faceless, so you won't see my face at all in there. But I'm working on this one and all these other ones. I have my Facebook, my 3 YouTube pages. I'm not playing around. Okay, I'm not playing. I'm not playing, because guess what? God is not playing with me. Okay, I know that God has a plan for me, and God wants to enlarge my territory. I got to do the work necessary. Building an empire. Exactly. That's exactly how I see it. That's exactly how I see it. Building an empire. Building an empire. I love the little sound effects on here. I love that. So I want you to see your business, your projects, or your social media platforms. That is your empire. Don't let anybody minimize that. Oh, that's just TikTok. Oh, that's just YouTube. Like, that ain't gonna bring you no money. That ain't gonna bring you no success. You got that little business selling your little cupcakes, or you doing your little jewelry thing. That don't mean nothing. You're not doing nothing important. Don't listen to that stuff. Don't listen to that stuff. God put that in you for a reason. You have that dream for a reason. You want to do this stuff so bad for a reason. You want the things that you desire for a reason. It's because it's yours. You wouldn't want it if it wasn't something it wouldn't be, if it wasn't meant for you, you wouldn't want that thing. If it wasn't meant for you, you wouldn't want it, right? So this is why you want so badly to be successful, or you want to build a big business, or you want to, be an influencer, have an impact on people. You want to, speak all over the nation, or you want to travel the world. You want to meet all kinds of people. Maybe you want to be an artist and paint and have your paintings in these really big art galleries. All of these dreams you have, all of these things you want to do, that's because it's yours. Those are those visions you get, and when you're using your imagination to manifest these things, those are pieces of the future that you are looking into. You're peeping into the future whenever you're manifesting this stuff. Remember that. This stuff is yours already. You just got to meet God halfway. That's it. You just got to meet God halfway. Let me see. Oh, girl, we at 20.k likes. We at 20.4k likes. 20.4k likes. I appreciate y'all so much for coming in. Like I said, I really didn't have an intention to get on live today. I was just going to kind of, hang out. I had errands to run, but I'm just going to do those things tomorrow. Yeah, because I want to just kind of hang out, chill, relax. I got some other things that I need to work on. I got content to create. So I'm just sitting right here creating my content. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to just go live. I'm going to just go live. And here we are. We're live. Y'all go ahead and follow all those other pages that I have. If you haven't already, grab you a copy of the You Are Pretty Powerhouse ebook. Y'all get the ebook, y'all. Not only is it informative, it is going to bless you. It is absolutely beautiful. It's a beautiful book. The ebook is a downloadable, and you can download it as many times as you need to. I even suggest you print the pages out because they're just so pretty. You can print the pages out of any of my books and use them as a vision board. You can put them on your vision board. Like, that's how pretty the pages are. I'm telling y'all, grab the ebooks, okay? Whether it be You Are Pretty Powerhouse, Unleash the Goddess in You, or Glamour Galore, okay? They're all on the website. The link is in the bio. I will be doing my Unleash the Goddess in You masterclass tomorrow at 3 p.m. Central Standard Time. So y'all be there, okay? Unleash the Goddess in You masterclass tomorrow, that's Wednesday, 3 p.m. Central Standard Time. Be there. Be there, girl. Y'all coming, right? Because I'm gonna be teaching. I'm gonna have my glasses on. I'm gonna have a little whiteboard, and we're gonna learn some stuff. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all's support. I will not be doing my Glamour Galore class Friday. I will do that next Friday, because I have to go out of town. So, but I appreciate you guys joining in the live today. Support the books if you care. Y'all follow the other pages if you care. I love y'all, and I appreciate y'all so much. Y'all enjoy the rest of this beautiful Tuesday. Bye. See y'all later.